At the beginning of the story, we meet a man named Kim. One day, he gets a call from the company he took a loan from. They tell him his loan interest has increased, and now he owes a total of $238. They demand he repay it as soon as possible. When asked if he wants to say anything, Kim quietly replies, "No." Kim's financial situation is terrible. He's completely hopeless and sees no way to repay the debt. Finally, he decides to end his life. He goes to a bridge, stands there for a moment, and then jumps into the river below. But he survives. When he opens his eyes, he finds himself on the bank of a small island near his city. He curses his fate, saying he wanted to die, but couldn't even do that. Kim tries to turn on his phone, but it's waterlogged and won't start. He roams the island, desperately looking for a way out, but there's none. The only bridge above is unreachable because its pillar is too steep to climb. With no choice, Kim spends the night there. The next morning, he hears a ship nearby. Excited, he waves his hands and shouts for help. But the people on the ship think he's just saying hi and wave back cheerfully. Kim screams louder, but they still don't understand. Frustrated, he writes help on the sand, hoping someone will see it. Eventually, he manages to turn on his phone by removing and reinserting the battery. He calls emergency services, saying he's stuck on an island and needs help. When they ask for the address, Kim says it's near Henryburg. Hearing this, the operator hangs up, thinking he's joking, because no one believes a person can be stranded on such a small island so close to the city. Next, Kim calls his ex-girlfriend for help, but she refuses, thinking he's just trying to meet her again. Moments later, his phone battery dies completely, cutting off all contact. Desperate, Kim decides to swim across the river, but almost drowns because he can't swim. Terrified, he gives up and even tries to hang himself from a tree. Just then, a siren blares across the city. It's the civil defense drill, held twice a year for 20 minutes. During this time, the whole country comes to a standstill as practice for emergencies. Kim freezes where he is. At this point, we meet a girl named Sarah. She hasn't left her room in 3 years and only opens her windows during these drills when the whole country pauses. Sarah avoids people, even her family, and spends all her time online. She runs a blog, edits photos, and believes the internet lets her create any reality she wants. At night, she gazes at the moon through her telescope, saying it makes her feel less lonely because the moon itself is lonely. Today is one of the 2 days each year she opens her windows to watch the world outside. Through her telescope, Sarah notices the island with the word help written on the sand. At first, she thinks it might be aliens. Then she spots Kim wandering there, trying to take his life. Seeing this, she grows curious and keeps watching him. Meanwhile, Kim struggles to survive. Hungry, he eats wildflowers that remind him of his childhood, bringing back memories of happier, simpler times. But flowers aren't enough. He eats wild mushrooms, not knowing if they're poisonous, and drinks river water to stay alive. He tries catching fish for protein, but fails. He even chases ducks and climbs trees for bird eggs, only to be pooped on by a bird. While washing himself with a bottle of bleaching liquid he found, the chemical mixes with the river water, stunning the fish. Finally, Kim catches fish, cooks them over a fire, and eats a proper meal for the first time. The next day, he finds a large broken children's duck boat washed ashore. Dragging it to land, Kim declares it his new home, something he couldn't afford in the city for 7 years. All this time, Sarah keeps watching him through her telescope. Slowly, Kim changes the word on the sand from help to hello because isolation no longer feels so bad. No calls, no debts, no one to disturb him, just peace. Kim started fulfilling his needs by collecting small things that floated in the river and washed up on the shore. Days passed as he continued living there. One day, he saw a big ship coming towards the island. But instead of asking for help, Kim hid. He no longer wanted to leave. While hiding, he found an empty noodle packet with a small spice sachet still inside. This made him crave noodles. He tried making noodles from plants and trees on the island, but failed every time. He told himself, if I can make noodles, I can do anything in life. Then he got an idea. Watching pigeons, he thought, when pigeons poop, the seeds they eat come out undigested. Maybe I should think like a pigeon. He began collecting seeds from pigeon droppings, even using the same credit card that had once pushed him towards suicide. Kim chose a spot for farming, removed heavy stones with great effort, and planted the seeds. He even put earthworms in the soil for better growth and built a scarecrow from his old clothes to protect the crops. He worked tirelessly, sweating so much that he tasted salt in his sweat and realized he hadn't eaten anything salty in months. For him, even this was a strange kind of luxury. This farming became his new purpose. The noodles he planned to make were not just food, but a symbol of hope. Sarah, watching everything through her telescope, kept uploading pictures of Kim's efforts online. One night, Sarah finally decided to act. For the first time in 3 years, she stepped outside, wearing a helmet to hide her identity. She went to the bridge and threw a message in a bottle into the river, hoping it would reach Kim. But Kim didn't find the bottle for many days. Meanwhile, he learned to catch fish, climb trees, and cook eggs. Food was no longer a problem. After 3 long months, Kim finally found the bottle. Inside, there was only one word written: "Hello," just like he had once written on the sand. Kim realized someone was watching him. For the first time in a long while, he didn't feel alone. He even dressed better, wearing pants from the Scarecrow as if preparing to meet this mysterious friend. 17 days later, Sarah received his reply. "How are you?" She was overjoyed. At night, she sent back another bottle with a note saying, "I'm fine. Thank you." "And you?" Kim replied, "Fine. Thank you." Sarah wanted to help him. She even paid a delivery boy to take noodles to Kim. But Kim refused the noodles, saying, "I'm making my own noodles. And no noodles in the world can be better than mine." His crops slowly grew. The first corn plant brought tears to Kim's eyes. For others, it was a small thing, but for him, it was the greatest achievement of his life. Watching this, Sarah herself changed. She asked her mother for pots and corn seeds so she could grow plants too. Her mother was overjoyed. After years of isolation, Sarah was finally stepping back into life. Eventually, Kim's corn ripened. He made noodles using his harvest and the spice packet he had saved for months. When he finally ate them, he cried. Those noodles were more than food. They were a lesson. Never give up, no matter how hard life gets. Sarah watched this moment and sent a message saying, "Congratulations." Kim wrote on the sand, "Who are you? Why do you send me messages?" But Sarah didn't reply. Online, her blog faced criticism. People claimed her page was fake because the profile picture she used wasn't hers. Trolls insulted her, and Sarah, heartbroken, withdrew from everyone. On the island, Kim waited for Sarah's reply, but none came. Then a storm struck. Rain flooded the island, destroying his crops and even his duckboat home. Kim tried to hold on to it, but the floods swept everything away. The next morning, government workers arrived to clear the area. Kim begged to stay, but they forced him onto a boat and took him away. From her window, Sarah saw everything. For the first time in years, she ran outside during the day, desperate to find him. Kim was left waiting for a bus. When it arrived, Sarah saw him and ran toward it. But before she could reach him, the bus left. She chased it, but it was too far. It seemed like she had lost him forever. Then the civil defense siren blared, the same drill that froze the entire country twice a year for 20 minutes. Sarah realized the bus would stop. She ran to it and got inside. There, Kim saw her for the first time. Sarah went up to him and said softly, "My name is Sarah. Who are you?" Kim understood this was the girl who had been sending him messages. He felt happy for the first time in a long while. The siren ended. The bus started moving. Sarah nearly lost her balance, but Kim held her. And in that moment, it became clear they would stay together from now on. So that's it. Hope you enjoy the story. Subscribe and press the bell icon for more videos.